Hello everyone. Today we are going to be learning about connections and what it has to do with learning. So a connection is when two items join together like this, okay? Now, there are different types of connections. We're just going to talk about three today. We're going to be talking about a weak connection. Now we know weak isn't something that is strong at all. And we're just going to be talking about a regular connection, just like this, just a normal connection. And we're going to be talking about a strong connection. Now, when we learn, we make connections absolutely all the time, okay? So for example, I've got Fernando here. He is only a baby and he is making lots of connections on the daily. Now, because he's a baby, he's not absolutely great at everything and he does have a few weak connections. One of his weak connections is that he cannot sleep by himself. He knows how to sleep, but he doesn't sleep by himself because he just cries and cries and cries. So he has a weak connection. Now, when we test this connection to see how strong it is, it cannot stand up by itself. It needs support. Just like Fernando, he needs lots of support when he sleeps by himself. However, I really do believe that when Fernando practices sleeping by himself more and more, he will build a strong connection. So let's just say he practiced sleeping by himself a few nights in a row. I've put a few, these are ramen noodle sticks, which represent our connections and us practicing on. So we've made it a bit stronger. So this is our regular connection. Let's see if it can stand by itself. Now it's still a bit weak, but it is much stronger than just having one connection. Okay, but as he grows up, as Fernando grows up and starts sleeping with himself, by himself more and more and more, and practicing, he will make a stronger connection just like this. So when it comes to maybe Miss Gehring has to go on a holiday and leave Fernando by himself, he will have a strong connection and be able to sleep by himself because of all the practice he has put in. Now, grade ones, people are learning and strengthening their connections each day. Another example of a weak connection could be remembering someone's name after you've met them for the first time. Now, it might be tricky to remember it the next time you see them. However, as you meet the person and see the person more and more, you are going to be able to remember their name very easily and make a strong connection. So then you would without a doubt know what their name is. You've made a strong connection. Now, a lot of us do have weak connections, not just you in grade one, but a lot of adults have weak connections as well. For example, some of us might not know how to ride a bike very well and need help. We have a weak connection. So when we test ourselves riding a bike, we cannot do it by ourselves and we need more help or we need practice. But as we practice and get more help and don't give up, we have a growth mindset, we will make a strong connection, and riding a bike is something you'll be able to remember to do for the rest of your life. So what we're going to do today, grade ones, we're going to think about some areas in our life that we may have a weak connection in. So I'll go first. Sometimes I burn food on the stove a lot when I am cooking, so I have a weak connection and I need help and reminders. Yeah? Something I have a medium connection with, but I do make mistakes, is hanging out the washing on the line. Sometimes I forget to check the weather radar and see if it's going to rain, and it ends up raining and my clothes stay wet. So I often need reminders, but I'm not too bad at it. I don't do it all the time, only sometimes, but I do need reminders. Now, something that I'm quite good at is I'd have to say driving. I know how to drive. Have never forgotten how to drive because I've practiced it that so many times. I have a strong connection at driving. So maybe you might have a weak connection at skip counting by twos. Maybe that's something you need to practice more. Maybe you have a medium connection at spelling long words like because, or people, or beautiful. Maybe you make those mistakes sometimes and you need to practice a little bit more. And maybe your strong connection is telling jokes. You're very good at telling jokes, or even speaking out loud in front of your class without getting embarrassed. Maybe that's your strong connection. And what we can do at home, you're going to have the opportunity to ask someone in your house and have this conversation. You can ask them, what's your weak connection? And what is your medium-sized connection? And what is your strong connection? All right, grade ones, have a great time. See you later.